I did not know how much I did not know about money until I decided I didn't want to be broke anymore and I wanted to be rich. So I started studying the rich. First one's going to blow your mind, and it's going to change the way that you think about everything that is going on in the world right now. Okay. Inflation is a tax on the poor that is used to make the rich richer. Think about this, okay? The middle class is taught that to get ahead financially, you need to save a lot of money, right? But when you save money and it's in a savings account, that money is just being devalued every year because of inflation. And then inflation continues to go up every year, and the poor and the middle class, they're still working the same number of hours. They're still getting paid basically the same salary. They can buy less and less things with the money that they have. Meanwhile, somewhere, money is being printed, inflation is continuing to go up. And when inflation goes up, the value of assets goes up, and who owns all of the assets? The rich. So they actually become more wealthy from inflation. So the lesson that I took out of this, and the lesson I want you to take out of this, is you need to convert your cash into assets. There's a saying, cash is trash, and I do believe that cash is valuable in some instances, like, an emergency fund. But aside from that, your money should be in things like stocks and real estate so that it can continue to grow for you and fight inflation. And this way you don't have to work harder to make more money. Another thing that's crazy is a lot of people think that the stock market is the only place to grow your wealth if they even know about the stock market. But the rich know that some of the best investments are in the private market. So for example, I started investing in the private markets, right? And so I have public REITs, which are real estate investment trusts, where it's like I own a piece of a company that owns and operates real estate. And then I also have this, but on the private side. The public ones do well, right? Maybe I'll get like a 4 or 5% dividend plus some appreciation. But the private one, last year I made 18% on one. Another one that's gonna change the way you look at managing your money and your debt. So every time you pay a fee to someone to manage your money for you or to service a debt, you are paving someone else's path to wealth. And so, for example, a lot of people don't realize this, but if you are paying an investment advisor, you're kind of capping how much money you can actually make. So let's say the market on average goes up by 10% a year, but you're paying 2.5% in fees. That means the most you can make is 7.5%. And you're like, oh, well, 7.5% is good. No, look at this. I was running these numbers for a report that I'm writing, but basically if you invested $100 a week from 35 until retirement at 10%, you would have almost $900,000, which is this number right here. But if you were capped at that 7.5% that I said, you'd only have $555,000. That's $350,000 that you paid in fees for something that you literally could have done easily on your own. And what a lot of people don't realize is every minute you waste waiting to get started or waiting to do things the right way is another minute that you'll never get back to build wealth. The most valuable thing you have in life in investing and making money is your time. Time is actually more important than money when it comes to building wealth. Yet, it's crazy. If you started investing $200 a month in your 20s by retirement, that would grow to over $1.8 million. It would provide you with over $72,000 a year in income in perpetuity, forever. But if you started at 35 instead of 20, you would have to invest $900 a month to get to the same number, to get to that $1.8 million. If you're watching this and you feel inspired, that makes me so happy, first of all. And then second of all, I actually have a bunch of free financial trainings that teach you more about how to save money, how to make money all without a budget, because we're not about that stuff here. We don't do restriction. We want you to save for your future, but we also want you to enjoy today. Okay, so I have 4 free trainings on my website under freebies, or you can apply to work with me as your 7-figure mentor, and we actually help you build out your step-by-step roadmap to financial success. Link in bio.